Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by title, we're gonna talk about all the failed reboots that I have spoken about, and I'm happy to say I freaking told you so. Of course, that these shows are gonna fail, and I have gone through the reasons on this channel. I have spoken about 4 shows that got reboots, or the one was only in development. It didn't actually made it to be released because it was a shit show. So I'm gonna go through actually 5 series in this video where we're gonna talk about the reasons why it failed. And yeah, let's start with the first one. Fate, the Winx Saga. Well, of course it's gonna fail. What do you want me to say about this show? I have made a few videos on this and I always get hate comments saying, "Oh, why? I don't understand why people would expect it to be like the animation. We're not kids anymore, or this or that." Look, when you base something on an IP that already exists, people would have expectations and they would be actually, expecting you to stick to the source material. I don't think that's ludicrous. I don't think that's insane. I think that's justified. And if you had stuck to the OG, this show would have been cancelled, most likely. You never know. But Fate the Winx Saga, the people that went and saw this, like me, were OG Winx Club fans. Girls that grew up with the it was us who grew up with it, who looked forward to it, who were having fan casting over the years. Like, how many times on the internet you have googled who would be the best live action actress for Bloom or Stella or Flora, and you have pretty good actresses that were picked. You have, you know this has been going for years, that people were having this fantasy casting in their heads. So when I saw the cast for this show, I'm sorry, but these girls have nothing to do with the Winx Club. I understand, and I have read this argument over and over and over and over and over again, that I cannot expect real people to look like the animation. Obviously, but you can find actresses. I know that there are a lot of actresses out there that look the part, and I went in one of my videos through actresses that would have been a better choice for this. I think the only actress that I like is Bloom. She looks the part, more or less. Stella, I don't know. I don't think she's the best choice, but okay. Flora as well. I think she looks okay. But in general, there's nothing about these girls that screams fairies and wings and brightness and this you know when you look at the OG Wings Club, it makes you happy. The girls make you happy. They're pretty to look at, and there's nothing bad to have actresses that look the part, that have this. Obviously, beauty is very subjective. Like, some person that I see, I'm gonna think, "Oh my god, he's very hot," and then my friends are gonna be like, "Are you blind? He's ugly." So I know, but you have set up expectations by basing this show on the OG Winx Club, and you should have cast better actresses that are better suited for these roles. It's not me being, mean to anyone. I think that the Terra, for whatever reason, in the first season there was no Flora, it was Terra. I think she's very sweet, and I think her role, I think she was the only likable person in this show, because every one of these girls were annoying AF. They were entitled, they were annoying, they were nothing like the Winx Club. And I think Tara was the only one that was actually a good person, a good, nice, decent person. So, uh, you know, as I said in my previous videos, this show, why would you base it on the Winx Club when it has nothing to do? Like, when you look at the Winx Club, the setting, the school for magic, whatever. It was beautiful. The bright colors, the castle itself, the surroundings, the city near the castle was so futuristic and bright and beautiful and unique. There is nothing about the show that is unique and creative. It's a Harry Potter ripoff, just your common school of magic. There is nothing original and creative and unique about this show. Not in the setting, not in the actors, not in the story, nothing. And I think the number one thing about the Winx Club was the fact that they were genuine friendship between the girls, loyalty, friendship, love. In this show, I only saw season one and I think two episodes from season two. I think it was the first and the last I saw. In the first season, whenever they would behave like friends, it was always forced. uh it was very forced. Nothing came natural to them. They even hated each other, like Stella and Bloom. They had this weird love triangle. And yeah, there was zero friendship in this. Nobody liked each other. uh yeah, it had nothing to do with the Winx Club. And yeah, I don't understand why would you take this beautiful creative place and turn it into this depressing Harry Potter want to be world. I really, really don't understand this. So as you can see on the second photo next to the poster, you have apparently now Netflix is releasing a book on the Winx Club, on Fate the Winx Saga. What's next for the story that ended with season two. And I don't understand why, like I really don't understand why you would do this. Like, you cancel the show but you're releasing a book, and you have this article by Screen Rant where they're trying to spin things and be like why Fate the Wings Saga was canceled and how it helps the franchise. Yeah, but it can actually save future Winx live action adaptations. See, so here you have the OG, the clothes. Fine. Have these actresses. Okay. Dress them better. I'm not saying to dress them in skimpy clothes. Obviously, maybe not have that because some of the outfits were very skimpy, like bit naked. But this is ugly. You have, like, nowadays in a lot of movies and shows, you have beautiful women. You dress them up in such ugly things, so it makes you be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I saw something interesting here. Yeah, the summary of this article is the show made significant changes to the original source material which didn't resonate well with fans. You have in this in the reboot, the live action reboot, you had so many sexual relations, let's just put it that way, that this is not what Winx is. I just hated that they put sexual relations in every new show, so people don't want to watch it. It's too much. It's just way too much. The Winx Saga show made too many changes to the formula. Yeah, let's take a look at that real quick. The Winx Saga was subject to criticism from the start. Fans accused the show of whitewashing characters since Muse is Asian in the cartoon. Yeah, this was also stupid. Like, you're always screaming about representation, and then you're like, no. Unlike her live-action counterpart, who is played by a white actor, similarly, Flora, a Latin fairy, was replaced by a white character with the same powers. This was stupid. This is so stupid. They just wanted to have a positivity person. It's so stupid. Letting Flora wasn't enough to save the show, as Fate the Winx Saga changed the source material in many significant ways that didn't seem to resonate with fans of the original Winx Saga. The overall tone of the show is darker to create a young adult adaptation of what once a light-hearted kids cartoon. You can have it be a bit more adulty, I'm not saying that you have to make it for 5-year-olds, but you can still keep the lighthearted tone and the settings and everything. The villains in the live action show are completely different and more sinister than the original Winx Club. Yeah, I mean, Winx Club could have been Faye the Saga could have been the poster child for how to do proper female characters and proper female led show, because you have 5 female characters that are the leads, and then you have uh, 3 villains that are as well female, and they're all badass. So I don't get it. The show seems to have disrupted the very aspects that the viewers of the source material loved because of the many changes Fate the Saga made. So despite I don't understand how this is gonna save it. But yet, as I said, there is a adaptation. Oh, what? So in an interview with Variety, Raffi revealed that he's currently working on a new Winx movie with over 100 million budget. I don't know about this, and I have to make a separate video. He said that this will be a Winx movie rather than a Fate movie. Perhaps just in a movie will learn from the mistake of its predecessor. Okay. Okay. I guess if you do, you look at this and you see it's not working. If you make a proper movie, good. I am all for that. So yeah, let's go to the second thing that failed. The Gossip Girl reboot. Here, I'm not gonna show you any articles. Um, I think that the Gossip Girl reboot was just, I don't want to call it disgusting. I think it's a bit too harsh, but it was too much. You know, the moment they started to have some wholesome friendship moments, it turned into a threesome. You have 15, 16-year-old uh, kids in this. I get it. The OG Gossip Girl wasn't the best when it comes to that. You had, kids pretending to be adults. I get that. But this took it like 10 steps further. Because more or less the actors from the OG show, they didn't even look like kids. These people look like kids. So it's weird. It's even weirder. Not the OG wasn't weird, but this is even weirder. I mean, this show, you had, I guess, a good idea with the sisters. Not everything was awful, but everything was bad. The tone of the show was bad. More or less, more of the characters were bad. The fake drama between them was bad. The sexualizing of everything, like there was nothing in this show where you look at something and you're like, oh, this is an innocent friendship. No, bam, they're having a fivesome. Like, stop, stop, really. And then you have they also use the people of color card, where you know you also made some things based on racism and stuff. And I'm like, these people are privileged rich people. uh Cry me a freaking river. Like, just stop. um there's just so many things about the show that didn't work, but the one thing that was like really cherry on top of me was the over sexualizing of everything. Like, this girl, the blonde girl, she was just, she was having a lot of problems in her life, right? And then she was getting close to some of the guys here, and then I was like, oh, so maybe they're gonna be just friends. And then bam, a threesome with her boyfriend and him and whatever. There was nothing iconic about this. You had the OG Gossip Girl. It was iconic. It had its flaws. I'm not saying that they didn't have its flaws. But here, there was nothing that can, where you can say, okay, these things were bad, but you have a decent story. I mean, the teachers are the Gossip Girl. you have these loser teachers characters. I'm not saying that teachers are losers. We need good teachers, but you have them whining and being losers and crying about being bullied by kids. Like, come on, stop. Really, like, this is just such a show that's like so in its own bubble, because you have all those privileged people, even the teachers. I mean, you're teachers in an elite New York school. Count your blessings. Shut the f up, you know. Let's go to the next one. I don't even know what to say about this. Oh, I had written something here, but I'm just gonna read it. That the fact that the show was released, people hated it, and they uh they pulled it off the streaming service, and apparently the last two episodes were aired on the TV on some channel, whatever. Yeah. Um, you reboot things and you just make them so weird. They don't work. Also, apparently the girl was, you know, the main character. It wasn't about some things don't work in live action, and this is a very good example. And you're also always uh well, bait and switch. So, you know, I don't know how many more failed reboots and failed sequels we have to get to people see that this is not gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I liked the Fairly Odd Parents when I was younger. I enjoyed watching it, but this had nothing to do with anything that will be. So yeah, I don't. This is it. This is, I don't know what to say about the Fairly Odd Parents. This we're gonna talk about this. Um, this So when the what was it? When the first episode where the script, well, some sentences, some scenes from the script leaked, this show got cancelled. And actually, it's because the main character, Blossom, was that Bubble and Buttercup? Yeah, so Blossom, the actress for Blossom left, and then everyone else started leaving because they saw, I guess, that this is not gonna work out. They wanted to sexualize the Powerpuff Girls. They wanted to make them be this uh, drug addicted superheroes that don't want to be superheroes. I read it here, and people were disgusted. And yeah, I mean, it's obvious why. And then I saw this article from the creator of the reboot. Um, she said that they wanted to do something kind of weird. Girly, go write your own story. Don't take these four innocent kids and turn them into drug and sex addicted adults. It would have probably been easier to just do a straight live action adaptation of the existing show. The Oscar winning writer tells the world. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. So, the director, I guess, she said something like, where was it? Mm-mm-mm-mm. There was honestly a lot of issues. It's a bummer. I was really bummed out about that. Where is it? But it just didn't pan out. Sometimes things. Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, little was really known about the plot of the power of Powerpuff beyond the log line at the time that it was set to follow heroines Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup as disillusioned 20 somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting. But apparently, it was about more than just losing their younger years. Okay, you take this line about them, you know, just being kind of sad that they couldn't have proper childhood, and you can still make something that's lighthearted and truthful to the source. You can tackle this question. You can, but you have to have the talent. And making them drug, sex addicted adults was not the way to go. So the idea was the Powerpuff Girls were adults and they were really disillusioned because they felt they had almost been exploited like child stars. when they were young superheroes. The thing is, when they take these fantasy and sci-fi shows, they base them on real world things, because it's true that a lot of the Hollywood stars, when they came into Hollywood when they were young, they were exploited, and it's disgusting. But you don't have to put today's politics and social questions into everything. You know, I think this is where they go wrong. Like, you put in all the things that you have experienced, and you put them in this, and you make them truthful to nowadays, or not truthful, but like make them match nowadays or whatever, through your own perspective, and then it fails. Of course, it's gonna fail. This is a sci-fi, fantasy, whatever show, lighthearted, fun, and you bam, they're having a threesome. Stop. And so they hadn't really used their powers in years, and then Townsville was under attack once again. They realized that they had to get over the differences and reunite. Yeah, Cody notes that it was fun to write about the trio at this age and figure out how they would handle Gen Z problems. Yeah, have the Powerpuff be depressed. Amazing. That's so new. But that it did make things harder in terms of getting the show out of the gate. I think, in general, making the Powerpuff Girls adults was a challenge, because it would have been easier to just do a straight live action adaptation, but we wanted to do something kind of weird. And so you didn't even get the show out of the door. People started, leaving the show. There's fan service involved, trying to make fans of the original show happy. Definitely adds a whole layer of difficulty to it. Oh yeah, blame the fans. Blame the fans that you cannot make them happy for your failed script. As far as that script that purportedly leaked online, the writer was unaware of that at the time of this conversation, but she would caution that there were a lot of versions of her and Regnier scripts. Chances are that so many drafts and so many different versions of scripts by the time that they got to production, that's possible. What leaked was maybe, I guess it could have been the shooting script, but also it could have been just some remnant from the development. I don't know, because I also I wrote half-hour version, I wrote an hour version, blah blah blah. I mean, the thing is, well, this is something. I would not be surprised if there's a live action show at some point, but they probably won't hire me to do that again. I mean, you failed so miserably the first time. Why would they hire you again? I'm so sorry. Guess you're Oscar-winning writer, but yeah, I don't tell come out. I guess maybe you might be restrained by legal things, but come out and tell what you would have done to the story. Because if it's exploring how they're struggling, oh, we didn't have a childhood, like we just want to take a break, something, that's fine. But having them be like typical, I guess not typical, but how Hollywood sees teenagers nowadays. I mean, teenagers nowadays are very messed up in general, but that's not the point. I just one of the girls was in rehab in the script that leaked online, but come out, tell your side of the version of the story, do that, and maybe you get a second chance. I would have loved to see. I mean, the actresses looked apart. I think that the actresses were um, cast very well, and this could have worked if you had a you know, proper script and proper knowledge and proper intention. I think is what's important. So I guess the last thing is the show, the reboot for Wizards of Waverly Place, and I think there are more reboots that I just don't know about or I have forgotten about. But that's why I'm worried about this. I don't think that anything that comes out of any company nowadays, production company that's in Hollywood, is gonna be good. Um, I think that As much as I used to like Selena Gomez, she's part of the club. They're all part of the club. This is there is no there is little chance that this show is gonna be back to basics, fun and lighthearted. I know it's for Disney Channel, but that doesn't mean that yeah they're not gonna mess it up and it's not gonna be some annoying kids. I mean, kids can be annoying, but you can write them in a way that's still fun, with them being annoying and stuff. Um, I don't know. I don't know how this show is gonna turn out. I can only hope, but based on everything I have seen and all in Hollywood, the chances are very slim that this is gonna be good. So please let me know down below what you think about everything. I don't know. Let's see if I get attacked again when I talk about the Powerpuffs and Fate and whatever. I'm excited to read comments, good or bad. I don't care. They're very entertaining sometimes. So let me know down below what you think about everything. And I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, may the first be with you.